Chantel and Jonathan are nominated for eviction, but who will win the Golden Power Veto? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All Stars. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All Stars. It's day 88 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Brazil is the head of household. She nominated Chantel and Jonathan for eviction, but who will win the Golden Power Veto? We'll find out shortly. But first, you may have heard the news already, but if not, I will officially make it public now that Chantel has decided to cut all ties between Reality Realness with 3 S's, and now I say with 3 S's, and a Big Brother Cheesecake. I obviously have mixed feelings and mixed emotions about this, but I respect Chantel, I respect her decision, and I truly want to take a moment to thank you, Chantel, and Jojo, and Jonathan, and Nick, and Lindsay, and anybody who appeared on episodes, or watched episodes, or contributed by commenting, or anything, for all the hard work you put into it, because Chantel, for season 4 and most of season 5, it definitely helped elevate the Big Brother Cheesecake experience for everyone. I was actually taken aback when Chantel, I never asked Chantel to do it. She just came out of nowhere and said, how would you feel if Jojo, Jonathan, and I did a recap for Big Brother Cheesecake? And I was like, wow, yeah, of course. And when I remember watching the first episode, it was an hour and a half, I think. And it was sort of a surreal, out-of-body experience. And Kevin actually mentioned this, shout out, Kevin on his podcast for Backyard Big Brother, because Chantel did a draft pick once with Nick and Michael Pez, I believe, that it's a really out-of-body, surreal experience to have people talking about your show, your game, on a YouTube channel. And I remember just feeling, I just had goosebumps. It was just crazy. And for all of season 4 and for 7/8 of season 5, every week Reality Realness has delivered. There was never an episode that I was disappointed in, ever. So thank you. I mean that. Seriously, thank you. Curtis took the initiative to have I'm going to call it the extra whip. Remember, like, when you go to the Cheesecake Factory, if you've been, they give you your cheesecake. You can see it in all the photos of all the logos. There's the whipped cream on the side. So extra whip is what Kat always orders because she loves the whipped cream. Sort of like the extra to the cheesecake. I think that's what I'll call it, because next season I'll have extra whip. More details to come next season. But Curtis took it upon himself. I was going to do it, but he flat out said in the jury chat, I'm just going to do it myself. Is that okay? And I'm like, yes, thank you. Because I am starting 2 orgs tonight. Plus we have 12 very, very important busy days. The last 2 weeks are always busy at Big Brother Cheesecake. I was struggling to find the time to schedule with Nick, Lindsay, and Curtis. So when he said, I'm just going to do it with Nick and Lindsay, I'm like, yes, please, by all means. And also, I shouldn't be there anyway because I would likely... Normally I would be able to contain myself, but a lot happened in the last 48 hours, so I would probably stick my opinion in where I shouldn't. So it worked out well. I have not had an opportunity to watch, and like I said, tomorrow I'm starting 2 orgs, which this overlap between the start of these 2 orgs and the end of Cheesecake is going to kill me, but I love it because I'm crazy. So I probably won't have a chance to watch tomorrow, but I will definitely watch Saturday. And my thoughts and opinions will be in Sunday's episode, if not Monday. It'll be Sunday or Monday. So I apologize for the delay. From what I've heard, Lindsay told me it was very interesting. It was very long, which doesn't surprise me. It was probably just Curtis reading the King James Bible for the first hour. But I look forward to it. And thank you, Curtis. And for the record, Curtis, if you want to finish the season with whoever is evicted after, by all means. If not, I will give Nick and Lindsay the opportunity. Well, I guess Nick and Lindsay should do it. Yeah, sorry. Nick and Lindsay should finish the season if they want to. I don't know why I just said, just like, Curtis, do it. Yeah, so thank you, and I look forward to watching. And the house guests that have told me about it have said it was interesting, to say the least. Okay, so I think now, although I have a funny feeling Chantel and Jonathan, now that I think about it, will probably not want to appear with Nick and Lindsay, because that defeats the purpose of canceling Reality Realness. But anyway. Okay, now I'm going to get to the Golden Power Veto competition. So today's episode will be a little bit short, and you know what? For the next 12 days, because of the 2 orgs I'm in, they may become shorter, but Marston's like, oh, thank God. But the episodes this season, for the most part, have been on the longer side, 20 minutes plus, so if they are below 20, if they're 10 to 15, sorry, but it's day 88. I mean, there's 5 people left. Okay. So for the Golden Power Veto competition, it was Big Brother Queens, where you were on a chessboard and you can only move like a queen. You could not jump over dead spaces or other house guests, and you could not move like in knight, because a queen cannot do that. You can only move like a rook or a castle, depends who you're playing with. A rook, a bishop, or a pawn or king. So forward, backward, left, right, diagonally, any amount of spaces. Just cannot jump over anything. And no L shapes like a horse. If you were completely landlocked, you would be eliminated, except there was a trivia question. And if you got the trivia question right, you got a second chance. I can reveal that everybody got the trivia question right. And I was very impressed, because these were not easy. In fact, I would say all but one of them were hard. So I was impressed. I did the time thing where everybody started at 30 seconds in, and everybody got their answer in before the clock finished. So that was good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through the trivia questions now, because everybody got it right. So there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? Suspense in that. So Chantel's question was, in veto lotteries, paper and spin, was the number of times Brazil was drawn higher or lower than the number of times Rhonda was? Lower is correct. I think this is Brazil. This was the hard one. This was the trick question. In veto lotteries, was the number of times Nicole was drawn higher or lower than the number of times Chad was? Higher is the correct answer. Chad was only drawn once. Nicole was twice. For Nicole, it was, in veto lotteries, was the number of times Chantel was drawn higher or lower than the number of times Aton was? Lower is the correct answer. In veto lotteries, was the number of times Jonathan was drawn higher or lower than the number of times Dylan was? And that would be Jonathan saying higher. That is correct. And finally, for Jojo, in veto lotteries, was the number of times Jojo was drawn higher or lower than the number of times Joanne was? Lower is correct. I forgot what the last one was. It was, I believe, was Curtis higher or lower than, it must be Chanel, because I don't think Chanel's name came up there. And the answer would have been higher, I assume. Yeah. So yeah, well done to the house guests. So what I'm going to do now, is everybody ready for the results? Then let's begin. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to post what happened in the competition, basically show you all of the moves that happened, and then I will reveal from that the winner. Jojo, congratulations! You have won the Golden Power Veto. You have until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight to privately message me whether you're using the Golden Power Veto to save Chantel or Jonathan or not at all. Chantel, Jonathan, you have until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight to publicly in the group chat plead your case to Jojo as to why you should use the Golden Power Veto to save you. And if Brazil, I do not need the name of a replacement nominee because if Jojo uses the veto, there is only one option, which is Nicole. So, will Jojo use the Golden Power Veto? Find out tomorrow, and Sunday is the next live eviction and head of household competition where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 5 house, lose their shot at the $500 Cheesecake Factory gift card, become the 7th member of the jury, and we will learn the identities of the final 4. I'm Andrew Shevsik. Take care, and remember, playing hard to get never works. Good night.